Ashura, you let me borrow the computer thing.
I never let you borrow the computer.
Well, we can go over that later, but it seems to have lost a couple of the keys on it.
What do you mean?
Like, the big key with the arrow and some of the other keys are missing. I think the kobolds ran off with some of them.
That's an inlaid keyboard. How did they get them out?
I don't know, but maybe we should try to get someone who sells keys that we can replace them with. Because I don't think we're getting those keys back.
Oh, they're probably sold. Yeah, sure. Let's try to find someone.
Rue, are you awake?
What is it? I'm trying to get this kobold to spit out what he's got in his mouth. I knew he was just trying to eat something he shouldn't have. Very stubborn one, this one. What were you all saying again? Did we have someone we needed to get pull on specifically, or?
To see if there's a merchant you can grab.
A merchant. Okay, why don't you keep an eye on this one so they don't go and try and eat more things they're not supposed to, while I find...
You get over here.
Let's see. Not that one.
You remember when the kobolds started eating pebbles?
Vaguely. Give me one moment. Allow me to pull this one in.
Hey, whoa, what's going on?
Hello. I was asked to pull a merchant in. I'm not sure what these two needed.
My secretary didn't tell me about this. Where are we?
Well, you're in the realm of dreams and forgotten memories. Right now, I believe it is your subconscious that is here. In other words, you're asleep.
Well, I suppose I can fit that into my schedule. What do you strange fellows need?
Oh, well, let's introduce ourselves first. I am Ephraim.
I am Rue.
I am Ashura. The thing we're looking for are keys.
The name's Mantle Precipice. Pleasure to meet you. So, what was your problem again?
Ephraim took my laptop as the main problem.
Well, you see this thing that the kobold just spit out? We need a couple of these.
This, like a rune?
Yeah. They do magic things on the computer thing when you press them.
The what?
It's like a magic box where you can...
It's this thing.
Yeah, I never get this kind of robotic stuff. It always goes over my head, but I can see what I can do. All right, so you want him to push down? How far down? Because we already seem like we're pretty down.
I don't think he has the keys we're looking for, Ephraim. But I'm curious if he has anything else.
If you wanted just a key to go downwards, my friend Doc, he showed me this thing. He called it an electronic drill. And it just digs up dirt faster than any shovel could.
That could be useful in a mine.
Oh yeah, this is a mine? I'm sure that stuff could be plenty useful. If you want to get your hands on some, I could talk to my science guy Doc and see if I could get a quote, maybe a time frame, sell some, electronic drills.
You have a science guy?
Yeah, I have a science guy. Look, I figure the tech industry is booming. Everybody's vying for the next new crazy invention. I put a lot of my money into this guy. His name's actually Dwight, but I call him Doc as a little nickname. He's a very capable scientist. He's got this magic gun and everything. He's trying to build a real robot.
Is he a real doctor?
Is he a real... No, he's, I don't know if he has a degree, but, I trust results more than degrees,
Yeah.
He's a crazy genius.
I mean, I don't trust anything that's written down anyway.
Then why do you want the rune? Why do you want those letters?
Well, probably because he broke Ashura's, whatever this device is called.
The magic box.
Indeed.
Sure, let's go with that. It'll be easier to explain that way.
Look, most of the things are still working. I even brought up this moving picture.
Oh god, please don't tell me you're putting in malware.
No, it's on some
Shit.
site called... I can't quite read it, but it looks like it has the word Kittens Daily on it.
Okay, I thought you were going to say it started with a P.
Kittens Daily, huh?
Yes, look,
That's an interesting site.
they are. Oh, the screen went off.
Maybe this dream is just some sort of long-winded idea I have. Maybe I could produce some sort of magic box like this.
Yeah, maybe that's the next mechanical thingamajig that will sweep the world.
Yeah. Well, right now, the only mechanical thing I've been trying to pitch to my science guy, I call it the magma blanket.
That sounds comfy.
Have you ever heard of a heated blanket?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of like a gasoline oven?
I'm fearful where this is going, but yes.
So it's a blanket, but you can use it's like a heated blanket, and it'll keep you like nice and warm, and it also cooks stuff like an oven.
Have you tested these out yet?
No,
Oh. Oh no.
no, it's we're actually still I mean technically we're in testing phase, but you know we haven't actually done any tests. We're still looking for investors because all the heat required to power it is, you know, it gets a little pricey when you're just trying to step your foot into the tech industry.
It does take a lot of money.
Wasn't it supposed to generate heat?
Yeah, but you know, this is why I have a science guy. So we need a way to generate to give the blanket the ability to generate heat, I think.
Ah.
I'm just the ideas guy. I'm just marketing. But my guy Doc, he has it all down. One hundo.
Seems very similar to an idea that I had. Like, I thought that it would be a good idea to sell blankets that could make people invisible when they wore them. I just haven't figured out the invisible part of it.
Okay. I mean, it can't be hard, right? You just gotta have a way not to lose the blanket.
Yeah. I mean, I have the blankets already.
Yeah.
Just a matter of finishing the final step of the project.
I mean, the main step?
Well, I would say that getting the blankets would be the main step. This is just like a technicality.
I might be able to find a guy that can enchant them for you. I mean, invisibility's, you know, a little out of our budget at the moment, but, you know, with a generous donation, I might be able to figure something out.
All right. That sounds good.
I'm curious. How do you find these items?
The blankets?
No, you.
Yeah, I was also thinking, like, did you mean me? Or
I know where Ephraim gets his blankets from. He takes them from my room half the time.
Well, I actually, my secretary, before we got, you know, big and started our company, she was like a weaver, and I did, you know, I helped her work on that sort of stuff. So we know a thing or two about making blankets, and you know, we know how to get all these big fabrics, even out far in Anticus, where God, let me tell you, the trade routes in Anticus are so outdated. It's crazy. Half of the places are still using the barter system, which I personally, I don't mind the barter system. I could go for a little barter sometime, but you know, sometimes that place is so old, I just can't stand it. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So yeah, we have a tailor for the blankets, a weaver, and a lot of our magic comes in house usually. I practice, you know, a bit of enchanting, a bit of cursing, and some stuff, and usually some more out there spells. We'll try to get a guy for it.
I thought you were going to stop at cussing. I was going to be like, fuck, yeah, me too.
yeah, I was gonna say Ashura does a lot of cursing as well.
Yeah, I mean like magic curses, like, you know, turning someone into a frog. Well, I haven't turned someone into a frog yet.
Yet. Keyword.
I mean, look, I don't like turning people into frogs. Hey, you know, it's never fun for anyone involved. I mean, what's a frog gonna do? Just hop around.
Well, if you turn the right person into a frog at the right time, you can make a lot of money. You just maybe hunted afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a very exotic frog, I could also make a lot of money. I mean, do people buy frogs?
People collect all sorts of animals.
I once met a merchant who said that there's a market for everything.
Yeah, I agree, but some markets are better than others.
Mm.
You know, which is why I'm trying to get on this tech stuff. And also why I've been doing some adventuring lately, because let me tell you, that stuff just pours in cash. I don't even know where all these guys get the money to pay for us doing all these quests. I mean,
What sort of quests have you been doing?
well, we went to we took the train to Anticus, and there was a bank robbery when we got there. Me and my friends, we tried to stop it so we could, you know, keep people's money safe, get on good terms with the mayor. Me and the bank robbers, you know, we're friends now. You know, the hatchet is buried. We hang out sometimes. And so this woman, and her name's Nadia, and you know, if I'm being honest with you, I don't really trust her, but she saw what we were doing and figured that we were doing a good job. So she's helping us, you know, find and get some quests. This first one she sets up is at this guy's. He was the mayor or something. It's this big sort of house party. They're talking about politics. So we're supposed to dig up some dirt on him, and I don't really know why, but you know, I generally, you know, I didn't like that guy. He is a pretty annoying politician, big annoying monarchy guy. He really rubbed me the wrong way. You know, we decide we go and look for some dirt on him. I infiltrate the party as a butler, and meanwhile, you know, my fellow employees, they infiltrate it as attendants because they got in with Nadia. And we do some investigating around the politics stuff. Turns out this guy has like tons of secret rooms in this mansion. I mean, like, there's puzzles and codes and there's like trapdoors. And so we're looking through this whole thing, and we find out that this guy's trying to summon some sort of demon. And we're looking around this, you know, demon summoning room. The next thing you know, he bursts in. You know, he almost calls his guards on us, but we managed to, you know, pin him down so that, you know, we can get out of there nicely. And next thing I know, he's bursting into flames because of some of the demon rituals, and we have to try and subdue a demon. Thankfully, I'm a licensed pastor and exorcist. We would have had a difficult situation on our hands. Funny thing about that story, actually. Oh, yeah, sorry, do you want to say anything?
No, I was just amazed that you're a priest.
You know, I'm into that sort of stuff. I don't like to talk about it too much. You know, I feel like, you know, when people when they hear I'm a priest, they get, you know, they kind of have some. So they kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
Preconception?
Yeah, they kind of have some preconceptions of me that might not exactly be true. So, you know, I try to keep that part on the down low. But sometimes, you know, there's a ghost or a demon possessing you or whatever, and you know, you just gotta exorcise them. But yeah, funny thing about that mansion was, turns out I was looking through the laws of Anticus, and because we successfully, you know, unfortunately had to kill the owner for turning into a demon, we technically gained access to the mansion legally through right of conquest. And so, yeah, that's our base of operations for now.
Those are the best sort of inheritance laws.
Yeah, I agree. Gotta be especially good for you dragons, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's how we get our caves.
Yeah. Do you guys got any coffee in this cave?
Yeah, I think we can get you some coffee. Or is there anything else that you would like? Water, wine?
Yeah, just some coffee will do. I did enough drinking last night. I'll tell you what, you wouldn't think it, but those paladins, they know how to party.
I'd love to party with them some. Rue, which of our kobolds would you say is the best at making coffee?
I would not say I can think of any particular one, but we could have a what would you call it? A tasting? See which one does the best.
I'm always down to do a coffee tasting.
It looks like they've already run off the start, so don't even have to wait very long.
Yeah, those kobolds look like hard workers. I wish I had some of them on my team. And not that my guys are bad.
Well, when you get paid in diamonds, quite often it is usually good to keep the person paying you happy with you, and they've learned this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's the one issue I'm running into is I don't got enough diamonds.
What's this, Jeremy? Oh, Jeremy said that they're also making some hors d'oeuvres. Not sure what that is, but
They're like snacks, basically. You know?
They're like dinners for gnomes.
Yeah. What?
I see.
It's like TV dinners, but
The TV. Is that a type of gnome?
no, it's just what they call the food. They just call it TV dinner. Doesn't stand for anything.
Ah. Is
Interesting.
that like a draconic thing?
I'm not.
It's one of those words we've heard on the magic box.
Ah,
So the magic box speaks to you, huh?
well, it does have little areas with holes on the sides which produce sounds, so well, I assume it has some form of communication magic.
I figured those were just like vents. Does this thing also double as an oven?
I do not believe so, but I have not tried yet, so I do not know.
I am fearful of everything right now.
Those holes are really good. If you happen to dip the whole thing in water, then water just runs out of those holes. So I think that's what they're for.
By the look on Shur's face, he might be about to kill you, Ephraim.
No, that's just his normal resting face.
No, I'm pretty sure that one's the face of anger. While those two sort out their differences, I just was going to ask, there's magic items on your personage, their essence, I should say, and a couple have caught my notice, but especially the one that looks like it's possibly made of obsidian.
Oh yeah, you mean the hourglass. Can you guys keep a secret?
Well, we won't be able to communicate with anybody from where you're from, at least not with some difficulty, so...
Alright, so nobody's gonna hear this. Okay. Well, this little thing, you mix it. You open up the cap. You put a little bit of sulfur in, and well, you know me. I always carry a little bit of sulfur around for any alchemical things, and you twist it, and you do your normal hourglass stuff. When it reaches 0, it's just like a fireball. And I'm not talking about the drink. I'm talking about like the ball of burning flames.
Oh, well, that's quite dangerous. Though I will say the kobolds could probably make use of that.
We're really going to trust the kobolds with fireballs.
Well,
It's a bit better for being more discreet. I feel like the kobolds could make more use out of just some like dynamite.
I should specify the kobolds that I sent out recently. They're supposed to retrieve some particular items for me. I swear, Ashura, it will not bring any trouble here, probably.
Every last time. TV stands for television.
What is a tele? What is a vision?
You used it to watch Eurovision. I threw it out the window.
Oh, that's what that thing was.
I get what a vision is, but what is a tele? What is a euro?
Well, it's clearly some things, how you like see with your eyes, but like some people have like different kinds of vision where they like they can see people's heat or whatever. So I imagine it's some sort of like magic vision.
Oh yeah, maybe it's short for telepathy.
Yeah.
Telepathic vision.
Yeah. No, I think I heard that somewhere.
That makes sense.
You know what? I'm just going to let it go.
I mean, it makes sense that you'd be making telepathic visions dinner. Or telepathic vision dinner, because like, I've been a chef for a little bit, and let me tell you, there's some times where I wish I had telepathy.
Yeah, I never accept messages of sending without having had my dinner first.
Yeah.
You can't send me a message telepathically without my telepathic dinner.
What do you usually eat for dinner?
Clerics.
I'm assuming that's a joke. Ook, we don't usually have too many visitors to the cave, and none of them have got eaten so far.
I mean, maybe that's why.
Well, I don't know what happened before I got here, so I suppose Ephraim might have eaten a few clerics.
Yeah, I mean, you can eat me, but you might have to take some chances on the time bomb.
No, it's fine. You're our guest. We're not going to eat our guests.
Okay, that's always what I like to hear. I've had to deal with too many unruly guests trying to eat me, which, I get it. I like to think I'm a pretty edible person, and sometimes you've just been having a bad day, and you want to eat someone, but much rather not be eaten.
Could you tell us about some of those times?
There's that one time with the werewolves, and I don't think they were gonna eat us though.
What do you mean the werewolves?
Oh, did I forget to bring up the werewolves? When we were stopping the bank robbery, it was actually a gang of werewolves that were robbing the bank. A wolf gang, if you will. Those guys, they're pretty hostile. I'm not sure if they'd eat us. There was that other time with a fish monster. We were checking out its cave because it'd been polluting the water supply or whatever. Turns out it was some sort of infected mushroom thing. I don't know if mushrooms can eat people, but I got the pretty big idea that it was trying to eat me because it kept acting like it knew me and trying to, kill me and stuff. Thankfully my guys helped me out back there with a couple flaming bullets and some electrified strikes. We managed to save myself from being eaten. We didn't kill it because we think it was just sick and stuff.
Usually, the most common telltale sign of you about to be eaten is that someone starts to shower you with salt.
Yeah. No, for sure. I had a witch try to do that one time. I was out in the forest, and they had a house made of candy. And, I'm a man of many strengths, but sometimes, I give in to temptation, and I strategically fall for one of the witch's tricks. But I get in a little deeper than expected. And next thing you know, I'm in a pot of stew, almost boiling, which is actually where I got the idea for the magma blanket, if you believe it or not.
Yeah.
Which had a whole house made of candy, but turns out that the candy was undercooked. So I gave her some baking tips, and while she wasn't looking, I made a break for it. I still occasionally pen her some bacon advice though, and she pens me telling me to come hang out at the forest, but I don't think I'll be visiting her again.
Yeah, you should never come over for dinner when a witch tries to invite you.
I mean, it depends. There are definitely some cool witches out there.
Yeah, I mean, those that don't live in houses of candy, those are kind of crazy.
You ever get any cool witches in your cave?
I mean, I think those would be rather sweet.
I don't remember the last time we had a witch on.
Also depends on your definition of a witch.
Yeah.
We've had people that do spells, witchcraft, and all that, but I don't think we've had anyone that identifies themselves as a witch.
I hear cave witches can be pretty rough to deal with. You haven't ran into any? Because if you're digging deeper, you might want some cave witch repellent.
Oh, how does that work?
Yeah, the stuff's real cheap, and if you put it on your weapons, maybe spray it on the kobolds, put a little bit of it in the air. It'll make sure that any cave witches won't try and scoop up any of your kobolds and turn them into rock.
Well, I haven't seen any cave witches yet.
Ephraim?
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if he's a legitimate merchant.
What? Why wouldn't he be? He's trying to sell us stuff.
Remember the last guy that tried to sell us stuff?
Yeah, I mean, the items we bought were defective, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't a merchant selling it.
I mean, I can't argue with that logic.
I promise you entirely, if you spray this on your kobolds, you will never run into any cave witches.
Hey, that's quite a nice promise.
Yeah.
Cave witches actually exist.
No, I'll take one of those.
Yeah, here. You know what? Actually, there's a sale going on.
Oh.
You can get one for 50 GP, or you can get two for 75 GP. If you know anything about basic math, that means you're getting one of them 50% off.
Oh, that's almost half.
Yeah, that is nearly half.
All right, I'll take 2 then.
Here you go. Pleasure doing business.
Yeah, likewise. Now I gotta find some kobolds to spray this on. Any other interesting things that happened to you?
I mean, if you want another story, sure. You know, I got so many of these stories, I figure I ought to write some sort of autobiography. Or, you know, be on some sort of like article, you know, where they talk about people and their adventures. Anyways.
I wonder if there's a show like that.
Yeah, like some sort of performance or like a play.
Or like a podcast where people get invited to talk about their stories.
What's a podcast?
I think it's kind of like a radio show.
Is that the magic music box thing?
You know what podcast is, Ephraim.
I've heard the word being mentioned once or twice.
I knew a guy who worked in radio. He is also a demon. Nobody could really tell because it was just his voice. Anyways, stories. Told you about what we did when we got to Anticus, but on the train there, I had to be a little late because I got into a car crash. You guys know what a motorized vehicle is, right?
You know what a car is, but not a TV. But yes.
Well, I know what a TV is. It's telepathic vision.
No.
A motorized vehicle, that's basically a cart being pushed by a kobold. We know what it is. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. So, I was exploring this ancient rune, trying to get a little more cash before my trip, see if I could, you know, maybe buy some untrained dining services. I was looking through these runes for some money, and what I found inside was this vehicle. It's called a 2004 Mitsubishi. You know, I didn't really know how to use the thing. You know, I've never been a guy for technology stuff. You know, it just goes all the way over my head. You know, I got such a, you know, shaky memory from the amnesia. I really wasn't sure how to drive it, and I was on the road and I saw what I shit you not, I could not do it justice, but it was the most perfect, beautiful looking bird you've ever seen. It was such an amazing bird that it totally distracted me. I crashed into a dragon, little bit bigger than you guys. Still real scary.
I mean, to be fair, many of us dragons are.
Yeah, but poor guy got totally knocked out from it. And all of a sudden, this crowd gathers around me because I slayed the dragon or whatever. I'm trying to get the bounty because, you know, they pay out big bucks for slaying dragons. I mean, no offense, but you did threaten to eat me.
None taken.
A crowd kind of draws towards the vehicle because, you know, obviously these vehicles are very, like, ancient, sacred artifacts. So they hadn't seen it before. They just start trying to, like, take off the pieces and steal it from me. I gotta dash out of there. I only managed to get the battery of the thing. If you don't know what that is, it's like kind of like a magic box, but it's full of kobolds, basically. And I find myself running away, and I realize I'm lost in the haunted woods with nothing but a car battery and, you know, legal troubles because, you know, the car didn't belong to me, ran into the dragon, and a couple kitchen supplies I brought with me. So I cook up some ribs for dinner because, you know, all this hijinks is getting me, you know, hungry. But turns out, like I mentioned before, it was a haunted woods. And the spirits around there took a liking to the car battery and took that thing right out of my hand and put it in some big, giant automaton robot. But, like, they kind of did it wrong because, like, yeah, battery didn't quite work. So the big automaton thing is pretty upset about it. And so they hire a lawyer to try and sue me. But the only lawyer in this woods, as it turns out, is me. I actually have a law degree, you know, in case our business, you know, needs any legal troubles. I studied law to make sure, you know, we're all operating above board. No shady stuff. Normally, I try to get one of my guys there, but I'm lost in the woods. I gotta fake my death, so I crashed this 2006 Toyota Corolla right into one of the trees. And I flee the scene, and they're all none the wiser.
I must ask, what is a Toyota, what is a Corolla, and what is this 2006?
It's another one of those strange motorized vehicles that keep popping up everywhere. And by everywhere, I mean specifically in those two places ever. I have not seen anything like it before or after.
Interesting.
Very strange evening.
Does sound it, but you would get that on a lot of adventures.
But yeah, I ended up late, and I missed the cheese cart on the train, which really sucks. I was looking forward to that.
Sounds like you've lived a colorful life.
Yeah, I have. I mean, can't be quite as colorful as the lives of dragons or whatever you guys are, and my dreams or whatever.
It's not as colorful as the Feywild, but we got some colors.
You know what? I never got about dragons.
What?
They make all this money, and then they just sort of sit on it, and that's not stimulating the economy. Yeah, if I was a dragon, I would invest in some stocks, because normally I don't really recommend messing with the stock market. It's kind of a risky thing to do. But if you're a dragon, you're like the centerpiece of current events, and insider trading is illegal, but they can't really stop you if you're a dragon. No, if you want let's say some stocks to rise, just crush the competitor on a dragon rampage.
It's not really as lucrative to invest in the stocks market because they can float away on a river or they can get torched. I mean, they are good since people build houses out of them.
I have a feeling that is not what they're talking about.
The stocks. We're talking about the stocks market.
No, stock. Not
Yeah,
stocks. Stock.
Stock in a company, like a business entity.
Like a pillar.
I'll be honest, I don't think he knows what business is.
You get out much?
Never.
No, he does not.
Less than I would like him to.
Yeah, that'd do it. Well, a business is like a people who have jobs that work together.
People, work, get together. All of those words, I hate them all.
I guess there's just a bit of a cultural gap between me and the dragons.
I think so too, because just sitting on a pile of gold, you don't have to get out and work, meet people either.
Yeah, but you don't stimulate the economy.
Why would I need to stimulate the economy? What do I get for stimulating an economy?
Well, everybody else gets more money, and you get more money.
Well, I don't want everyone else to get more money.
Ephraim, I think I saw a cave witch back there. Why don't you go get it?
Oh, nice opportunity to use my spray. Psst, psst.
Yeah, see, that's a good investment.
Alright, so sorry about him. But I think our time is up. I think you're starting to awake.
Oh, yeah. It was nice talking with you. I hope you, consider some of my business propositions.
I'll be sure to be in touch with you later. But until then, have a good awakening.